Let's get to it. Harold Ford Jr., co-host of The Five, and Bill McGurn, Wall Street Journal opinion columnist. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
I want to take you back to last night, Philadelphia Town Hall. Some moments that might have been head scratchers for some. Check it out.
Price of groceries is still too high, and we need to address it in a number of ways. One of my aspects of doing what we need to do to bring down the cost of living for working people and the middle class in America is to address the issue of grocery prices. I think we need to take a look at the filibuster, to be honest with you. But the reality of it is this. Let's talk about how we got here.
But if you're earning $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 under your plan, there's a good chance your taxes go up.
We can't have this conversation without knowing it's a very complicated situation. Well, I am certainly not perfect, so let's start there. If you've ever parented a child, you know you make lots of mistakes, too.
You pray every day?
I do pray every day. I do pray every day, sometimes twice a day.
Sometimes I'm more than twice, depending on the day. The New York Times had 5 takeaways. One was her answers boiled down to Donald Trump could be worse. And the other conclusion is that voters asked direct questions and Harris gave circular answers. And if you're watching that last night, some of those answers were 3 minutes, 5 minutes long before Cooper cut in. Bill,
yeah, I mean, is it a surprise from what we've seen before? Actually, my wife and I were watching, and we couldn't believe that it was as bad as we thought it was. We flipped to channels to see what people are saying. But I think we're seeing why she didn't do well in 2019. She just isn't a compelling candidate. It's amazing to me that someone could be vice president for 4 years and not be just facile at talking and going to events. You represent the White House as so many things, and Dana knows. No. And you just get used to it and doing it. And her best moments are when she's evasive, because at least she's not incriminating herself.
I find that super strange as well. But who cares what I think? Let's listen to what Dana Bash and David Axelrod said after the CNN town hall.
What I'm hearing from people who I've been talking to, and that is that if her goal was to close the deal, they're not sure she did that.
The things that would concern me is when she doesn't want to answer a question, her habit is to kind of go to word salad city. She would acknowledge no concerns about any of the administration's policies, and that's a mistake.
Harold, we are 12 days away, and they're still saying that she needs to figure out a way to define herself and answer questions.
Good to be with you. Good morning. I agree with Bill. I was disappointed. What I can't understand is at a moment in which you're supposed to be laser-focused, serious, with 12 days left in a campaign, and you get asked a question from an audience member that says, what's the first thing you would want to do? What's the first piece of legislation you'd want to pass? If you can't come right away, but we want to pass a border security bill, we want a new tax bill that empowers first-time homeowners and small business owners, and we want to review and overhaul regulatory processes to make sure we're not limiting or inhibiting growth in America. It begs the question in some ways, what is your campaign doing with you? What are you guys talking about? What are you taking a day off to prepare for if you can't say those things? And then say the fourth thing, we'd restore Roe v. Wade. The centerpieces of your campaign, even if you don't believe they're popular with independents or swing voters, Bill, if you're not saying those things, it's mind-boggling. And as I listened to David last night, Axe last night on CNN, I did some of the switching too. I kept us on, but I did a switch on 1 or 2 other TVs. And it's confounding in some ways. The notion that you can just talk about character in Donald Trump, if that alone were the issue, we'd be running ahead 10 points. Just like with Donald Trump, when he says that she's stupid and she can't do this, that's not working either. At the end of a campaign, your messages should be crystallized. You should be articulating and repeating and pointing out those differences over and over again. They've got 11 or 12 days, and if they don't get to it, they could find themselves on the losing end of a campaign.
Bill?
Yeah, I agree. Remember in the Democratic primary debates, Kamala Harris had a good first night. I thought she was a serious contender for the nomination. It came from California, a woman of color and so forth. She had a good first debate, mostly by implying Joe Biden was a racist, right? She put him on the ropes. Second debate, he came ready for that, and Tulsi Gabbard, she just couldn't answer anything. She can say, you know, a platitude, we want an economy that's full of opportunity, but she can't answer questions, as you see, or she won't. one or the other. And I think, to me, it's a rerun of 2019 where she dropped out before a single primary.
She went home before Christmas with the Iowa.
My advice to the campaign, whatever the 4 top issues are that you've got on your website, and abortion is part of it, housing is part of it, small business tax credits are part of it, you have to say those things. I mean, this is not, I mean, Dana, you've been a part of communications teams for president and the campaign. Bill, you've written speeches. These are the basics. This is the blocking and tackling of the campaign.
This is what was interesting this morning. My assistant, Kate, asked me, when you had to go to the podium before that, did you work on answers to questions you knew you were going to get? Like, well, obviously. But yes, of course, I explained to her the process. But then, like, to your point, Bill, how can you work in a White House for 3.5 years and be in the Senate for all that time and not be able to answer any questions? It's disappointing, and it's almost professionally insulting. It's like, come on, they took an entire day to come up with answers and they didn't have one. But I said last night on the 5 to her through the TV, no one is coming to save you. But she's going to campaign with Michelle Obama tonight. Can Michelle Obama help her?
We shall see, but ultimately, you said it right. I was sitting next to you, 2 seats from you. You have to, as the candidate in the final days of the campaign, the country's looking at a threshold test. Are you ready? Are you agile enough? And I believe that she is, but she is not showing that here, certainly not in that town hall.
What do you think that's about?
I think I don't know what it's about. I think some of it is preparation. She was prepared for the interview with Brett. Brett and her had a great back and forth. She got a lot out of it. Brett got a lot out of it. It's almost like when she's with someone she believes is to be friendly, she retreats a bit. And last night, I thought Anderson just asked basic. The questions.
I think they've all
anticipated
been
questions.
Basic stuff. To Dana's question, though, all of this notwithstanding, does Barack Obama, does Bruce Springsteen, does every celebrity in Hollywood help her win?
I'm not sure it does. I think those things can be a huge boost. I don't think they can push you over when people have doubts. I can't read the polls. We know it's tight, but it does seem to me the general thing, like a month ago, was Trump was maybe 2 points down, and now he's 2 points up. It seems clear who has a better vibe.
We're going to take folks to the board in about 15 minutes. We'll let them know where we think it stands.
Ooh, that's a good
now.
tease.
So thank you, Bill. Nice
You
to see
have to be in better spirits with the Bengals doing a little better. So
well, we're not yet at 500, but when we are, I will be smiling. Thank you, Harold. Nice to see you both.
Good to see you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.